Good.
I like Houston. Great strip clubs. Great.
Marlon Wayans at the Improv. 2 shows tonight, 3 shows tomorrow, including a midnight show tomorrow night, which I give you tons of credit for.
Yeah, man, I work. I feel like if you're going to do it, why not do it? Work. If you love it, work.
And tickets are available for the midnight show, right?
Yes, there's tickets available for the midnight show, but get your tickets because I'm doing a lot of press today. And
they'll sell out.
That show will probably go. Yeah.
By the way, if you want, here's a recommendation. If you're part of a Bubba Show family and you're listening at 7:39 this morning, and I would go right now to improv.com and buy your tickets for the midnight show, because my gut is when you leave here in 20 minutes, your show's going to be sold out.
You know what? Because your show is that powerful.
Bam! That just happened!
Boom. Because I can tell you right now, between this cider and this smoky coffee moonshine thing, I'm pretty intoxicated.
But you ate some cheesy potatoes.
And I had some cheesy potatoes.
All right. Hey, now listen, Marlon, I'm going to bring up one of our Bubba Show family members when we come back.
Okay.
And then they're going to share with you and our Bubba Show family a story about what happened last night on our haunted overnight stay, okay?
I think their mouth is full of bacon and cheesy grits, so I don't know if they're going to be able to talk about that.
Oh, we'll find out.
It's going to sound like that.
We're going to pick somebody next on 100.7 Star. This is our Bubba Show breakfast.
Let's go. Can I get another moonshine, please?
He's got clout. He's got respectability. So we need to get somebody for this first story for you to. So Jeff is now going to share with you, Marlon, as you drink some Old Smoky Moonshine. You're second. And going to share with you some of the haunted adventure from last night.
Now, I'm not somebody who typically follows the rules.
Correct.
Yes. So last night we were told not to go to the basement.
We were told implicitly, do not go to the
Do
basement.
not go to the basement.
Implicitly, you
So
said
what
SAT
did
word.
we do?
We went to the basement. Well, Jeff says we're going to the basement.
We're
I'm
going
like,
to the basement.
I said, we're not allowed to go to the basement. He goes down to the basement. I followed. Melanie goes, I ain't going to the basement.
I didn't go to the
He
basement.
didn't go to the basement.
So we're in the basement, and there's no lights, and it's like something out of the Blair Witch Project dungeon.
It was.
It's low ceilings, dirt on the floor, just stuff.
They're listening right now, and by the way, let's apologize because we were told specifically not to go.
Well, listen, I'm not a leader. I'm a follower. When Jeff says go to the basement, I just listen.
Well, and they are listening, so I will apologize. As I told you,
We didn't break anything.
We didn't break anything. So we're in the basement, and Bubba starts taunting the spirits in the basement.
Like, I don't believe in you. I
calling
command you. Come on.
So I don't know if you can hear this, but I started rolling video because he said he was getting sick, and this is what ensued.
Yeah.
Is this your sign?
He taunted you.
Is that a burp?
No, I started to get sick. Like, I felt like somebody kicked me in the gut. And I was bent over.
Well, stop taunting spirits.
I didn't expect them to physically make me. And then when
What did you think he was gonna do?
I didn't know, not make me sick. I was doubled over and. Are you gonna play more? So as I'm doubled over, but then I said I'm out. I went upstairs. I was so like drained. I laid down on a dirty floor because
saw
it's an
that.
old house. And then after about 60 seconds, perfectly fine.
It sounds like a terrible evening. I'm so glad you did not call me today. I see why Craig Robinson was like, nah, it's my birthday. He's lying. He was born in June.
Well, so what else happened, Jeff?
It was the ghost of frat boy Bubba passed.
Yes.
Speaking in the basement.
But what else happened through? What was another thing that happened through the course of the night that stood out to you?
The other thing that happened when you and I were involved, when we were doing the EVP session, which
Right.
is what
does that
electronic
stand for?
voice phenomenon.
Yes,
They're electronic voice phenomenon.
Yes.
So we are in the main room where your boy Bob was possessed last year.
Marlon Wayans wants to leave right now.
Marlon's like, what am I doing here? I just want to sell tickets on my improv show, midnight, improv.com, Saturday night.
I'm just sitting here going, do you see why you get killed in horror movies?
Run to the chainsaws.
Say no. Nah, I'm not going to the campground. I'm going to chill.
So we're in the main. So by the way, Marlon, directly in front of you, the guy with the glass in front of his mouth, that's Bob. Bob was a non-believer 3 years ago. Went with us to the same exact place and had a evil spirit enter his body. He was shut down for the night, and he was shut down for 5 days to the point that his wife called me 2 days later and said, "What happened to my husband?"
What did you do to my husband?
And then one day, the evil spirit left his body, and he was fine.
Can I leave now? So wild. And you went back this year?
We convinced him. Yeah. 3 years. Took 3 years to convince him to come back.
Not only would I not go again, but if you offered me to go again, I would punch you in your stomach. So you feel like you felt in the basement. No, I'm not going again.
So what happens is we're now doing these EVP sessions, and you record it, right? And then you play it back to here, because sometimes ghosts show up in recordings after you've recorded them. So what happened?
So we were doing the EVP, and they had told us earlier on the. He's really going to lose it. They had told us earlier on the tour that the favorite song of the lady of the house was "Ragtime Gal." You know, "Hello, my baby," hello, that song. So
Marlon, really?
So-
Keep going.
we were in a circle, not holding hands though, and I started singing "Ragtime Gal."
Taunting this old lady.
And at that point, I said, "If you want me to continue singing, give me a name."
Yes.
Now, we didn't hear anything at the time, but on the playback, we
Clear.
clearly heard, right after I said, "Give me a name," Mark.
The name Mark. Now, Marlon, you may say to yourself, well, what does that have to do with anything? So we asked the people from the house, we're like, was there anybody relevant in this house by the name of Mark? And of course, the answer was no. There was nobody relevant. So one of the people said, well, maybe it's somebody that's with us, which of course we didn't have anybody with us by the name of Mark.
You know what it was?
Or did we?
She was saying, Marlon, go see his shows at the Improv. He has 3 tomorrow.
Improv.com. But then I didn't say anything because, Marlon, I know we're tight now, but you probably don't know, but my real name is not Bubba, but my real name is Mark.
Boom! Sister, why are you two still here? We ate the breakfast, we got the liquor, let's bounce.
So I just wanted you to hear one of these stories from our haunted stay, and now you're sweating. Now you're full on sweating.
And it's not because I'm in the basement taunting a spirit. It's because...
Are you afraid that one's going to attach yourself to us from leaving here? Has that ever crossed your mind?
No, I'm not scared of none of that. Wow. I go to a... Listen, all I got to do is go to a Baptist church. Them spirits don't want none of that.
Marlon Wayans is hanging out with us. He's got shows at the Improv. We're going to talk more about it. This is our Bubba Show Breakfast on 100.7 Star. This is our Bubba Show Breakfast. We got to thank King's, Barton's Bake Shop, Old Smoky Moonshine, Arsenal Cider. We're live on the radio. By the way, Marlon, explain to everybody listening what's happening right now. Get on the mic. Explain to everybody what's happening right now.
Your girl is having a hard time having some drinks. And I'm just trying to assist her to have a good time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't force it on her.
No, you didn't.
I'm not rocking the Cosby.
You were just you were.
May want to have a little bit of liquor.
I love liquor, but this is early, Marlon. Melanie can't drink it like.
Girl, that's the best time to
7:50.
drink because your whole chakras is open.
He's the chakra. He's done 3 shots already. Like 3. You're crazy. You have a driver.
Why you have to call out how many he did?
You have 1.5.
I stole one. I put one in my pocket.
No, you didn't.
And I feel bad that I stole one. So.
No. They gave it to you to take. They gave it to you to take.
All right, can I steal 2 more? DC, you got to have one of these.
DC, what?
DC's on his 4th.
Oh, he got one.
You
It's
got
in
to
his
drink
pocket.
it, bro. I'm on my 3rd.
He's got it.
Okay.
By the way, Marlon Wayans in town. I know you got to roll. We got 2 shows tonight. Are both shows sold out tonight? The tickets are available. All right, so tickets available, and midnight show tomorrow, 9 and 7, right?
Yep, those are only the 7 and the 9 are sold out.
Sold out.
The midnight show still has tickets, and there's a few tickets left for today's 2 shows, but only a few.
Listen, I'm telling you, Bubba Show family, and I'm not just saying this because Marlon's sitting next to me, but one of the funniest human beings alive is in Pittsburgh, and I'm not exaggerating. How often you come to town? Once every couple of years?
Once a year, maybe once every 2 years.
Yeah, right. So my point is,
although I do like Pittsburgh, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Even this year.
Yeah, well, we've had some injuries, but my point is when there's very few opportunities to see somebody, and I'm not just saying this, that with your level of stardom and your level of talent.
Right.
So when somebody like you is in town in an intimate setting like the Improv, which by the way is totally remodeled and
You
brand new.
haven't been there, seriously. It is amazing.
You need to buy tickets now because you're going to regret it if you wait till 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you go to improv.com, you click on a ticket, and it's like, sold out.
It's a good show. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. I know when it's a good one. I know it's a bad one. I've had bad ones. This one's a really good one. So.
See?
And I want to say
Come
thank
see
you because we've had numerous comedians choose not to come in because for whatever reason, you
Because
always
you
make
get
it
them
a point.
drunk on moonshine.
Whoa. We thought that's a good thing.
Sweating like I did cardio, and I haven't.
Wait a second. Is offering you booze in the morning a bad thing? We thought it was a good
She's
thing.
not drinking. If I'm going to get drunk, I get drunk with people. That's what friends do.
That's right.
But we're
And then we
friends.
fight over if we're going to take an Uber or a Lyft.
I hope everybody was watching this on Facebook too. It's Start Pittsburgh.
Yes, can you
see
finish
it.
your drink,
Oh,
please?
look. I only have a half of my shot left.
Come on, let's get that, baby girl.
Oh.
Come on, you have children. You want them to be
I
proud
do
of
have
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be proud. Like, yeah, Mom, you drink all the moonshine.
Yeah.
You want your kids to see failure?
She's sipping it. Marlon, thanks for coming by, and just take a mental picture of this moment so next time you come in, you remember us.
Remember this.
I will. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a picture. You holding moonshine. Hold that.
Hold that.
You can't make the cut because you won't finish yours. You ain't in the bro club because you didn't finish your moonshine. So me and you, we'll take a stroll like this. Okay.
Here we go. Marlon Wayans, give him a round of applause. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget, buy those tickets now. Go to improv.com. And this is our Bubba Show Breakfast on 100.7 Star.
Thank you, Mary.
Mary. All right. So leading up to our overnight stay at the Nemacolin Castle, which, by the way, is the 4th oldest castle in the United States of America, 3rd oldest castle in the United States of America, located in Brownsville. I just want to say that this weekend is the final weekend for haunted tours. They'll do today, Saturday, and Sunday. They'll do Halloween night. They shut down for a little bit, and then they decorated for Christmas when they go on the Christmas tours. So if you want to be a part of a haunted tour, you only have 4 more opportunities to do that: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Halloween night. So going into what's that?
Really quickly, Scott, our limousine driver from Shamrock Limousine, was supposed to come back, and he actually has gone to the Nemacolin Castle during Christmas and said it's absolutely beautiful and amazing, but I don't know where Scott is.
We'll talk about that here in a minute, about where I think Scott is. So, and Jeff Rosella laughed because he thinks the same way that I do, okay?
Uh-oh.
So going into Nemacolin Castle, we were there 3 or 4 years ago. Bob, one of my best friends in the world, went with us because he just wanted to participate. He went to the Haunted Hillview Manor, which we need to go back to, by the way. And then when you were there, you got possessed, right?
That's correct.
That is correct. Does that make you feel awkward that you think about this? At some point in your life, you shared your body with an evil soul.
Yeah, that would have been the last thing I would have ever thought.
So we did, like, we tried to convince you to go back with us. You contemplated. Your wife told you you're an idiot. You ignored her as normal, and you went anyway.
That's right.
And now, so the answer is whenever you were possessed by an evil spirit, were you here for our broadcast following?
No, it was 10 minutes into the trip, and as soon as we got back to the station later that morning, I immediately got in my car and went home. I just said, I can't. Felt like...
Do you remember the drive home?
No.
I felt like death is what he said.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, I remember you saying to me when I didn't see Bob for days, other than his wife calling me asking me what happened to her husband. And I remember I met you in the parking lot outside of Bubba's in South Fayette, and we sat there for probably an hour and talked. And you said that you didn't even remember driving home.
No, I don't really remember anything. I remember getting to the station and saying, I'm out. I'm not going upstairs. I'm going home. I feel horrible. And then nothing after that, other than being horribly sick.
And how did the evil soul that entered your body leave you?
Just as quickly as it came in. So I think it was Sunday afternoon. I hadn't eaten. I hadn't gotten up off the couch. I slept for most of those 60 hours. Felt horrible, felt like death, and then all of a sudden I got up. It was like brand new, like felt like $1 million. Like,
This is not radio. You're not doing this
No.
just to say, for anything on the radio.
and before that, I would have never believed in a million years something like that can happen.
So but yet you decided to come back and do this one more time, as long as your college roommate Sean went with you.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I've got to ask you, last night at the Nemacolin Castle, did you get possessed by an evil spirit?
No, I did not.
And I thank you all for watching us on our YouTube channel right now. You can see Bob say that legitimately he is fine right now.
And by the way, Aaron Kleiber's upset that you were not possessed. You did. When everybody cheered. Everybody cheered that when Bob wasn't possessed, except for Aaron, who went, "Oh."
I paid good money for this.
I can relate. Honestly, there's a small part of me, not that I wanted to be possessed, but there's a small part of me that was hoping something would at least try and then I could fight it off. That was really the reason I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, because you had more confidence going in this time, saying, okay, I think I can tackle this.
I have a feeling, and this is just a sense, and we're going to talk to our Bubba Show family members that went with us. I have a feeling, as a general statement, that, and I don't know why, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think the people that went with us for some reason were more guarded than normal. I felt that way. And I felt that the spirits felt that way too. Does that make sense?
When you say guarded, what do you mean? Like we weren't open?
Protecting themselves, not letting anything in.
I got you.
Like not being a conduit.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That time a few years ago, they were like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
Yeah.
They believed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on in.
Oh,
Come on in. Yeah, and everybody was like, but not this time. We got more haunted stories from the Nemacolin last night. This is our Bubba Show breakfast on 100.7 Star. Halloween edition. We just spent the night in the Nemacolin Castle. Thank you to everybody out there. They're unbelievable. I just wish we knew the caterer's name because she made amazing food. Whatever that stew was, and I'm not, remember, I don't like to mix foods.
You mixed them.
Bam, that was good.
To Rocky and to Renee and to Kim, who we got to talk to a lot last night, they were amazing.
And by the way, their passion.
Brian, I'm sorry, our tour guide, Brian. Oh, he was so good. Sorry, go ahead.
Their passion and their love for that building is awe-inspiring. They're so passionate. The Brownsville Historical Society, who runs that building, their upkeep, their passion for it, everybody listening needs to go there, even if it's not for a haunted tour. All right. So, Melanie, you said when I came back from being off for a couple of days that there was a daughter and father that you're like, we have to take.
They have been ghost hunting since I don't want to say ghost hunting, whatever you want to say, since she's been the age of 12. By the way, it's both of their birthdays today.
Uno, dos, tres. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Ole!
Heather, we won't say your age, but it's a milestone. And Randy, we won't.
She's 30.
And Randy's 65. And they share the same birthday. It's amazing. Father-daughter. So you called in and you've been doing this since you were 12 with your dad.
Yes, it started when I was in middle school. My dad took me to Gettysburg, and I've always been sensitive to the paranormal, and I could just sense in Gettysburg that there was something going on. And my dad didn't believe in ghosts in the time, so I convinced him to stay at a haunted bed and breakfast in Gettysburg, where I got to experience his first experience with the paranormal. And ever since then, we try to do it at least once or twice a year, do a little ghost hunt somewhere haunted. And
this was it this year.
Yeah, it happened to be on our birthday.
And by the way, we need to bring you back on our show at another time to tell about your life story, because your life story about you had how many strokes in 11 months?
5.
5 strokes in 11 months because of a disorder that you didn't even know you had till you're 22.
And she's all over a television commercial. You may all see the UPMC commercial. Tell everybody.
I'm the one riding a horse in the UPMC commercial.
So wait, at some point we're going to want to bring you back to tell that story because it really is inspiring, right? You're writing a book.
Yes, we actually just finished editing, and now we're going to try to sell it to a publisher. So
that's unbelievable.
You and your dad are amazing.
Hopefully soon it will be published.
So while that's a nice...
Daughter's amazing.
Yeah, look at a proud dad. While that is a fun and interesting story, I'm blaming you for not having as much activity as we've had in the past. I think it's all your fault, and I think you should tell everybody why it's your fault.
Okay, so like I said, I've been always really sensitive to the paranormal. Well, tonight, as soon as I walked into that mansion, I got this feeling that I was going to get sick. I was having trouble breathing. My chest was heavy. It was just not good vibes or good juju, what I would say. And I started saying the Lord's Prayer about every 10 seconds in my head. And it went on the whole 4 or 5 hours we were in there.
You've ruined it!
So wait a second. So because I don't know these things, what is the Lord's Prayer?
Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Wait.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us
Aaron,
our
grab that mic.
trespasses as we forgive those
This is
who
weird.
trespass
This is weird.
against us.
Just want to
And lead us not into temptation,
What is
but deliver
happening?
us from evil. Amen.
Okay.
So time out. No. Time out. I get 3.5. I'm taking one right now. You mean it, and I don't know this, I'm not Christian. You mean to tell me every 10 seconds you just said that long thing?
Yeah. Well,
That is the type of commitment that I'll never understand.
listen, actually, it was kind of creepy because a few times I could not remember the Lord's Prayer. Like I was saying.
That's because an evil entity was blocking your path.
Blanking on certain lines, and I was like, oh my gosh.
You're like, and please not lead me to Dunkin' Donuts for their...
But I did have some experiences tonight, so I did not block anything. I mean, I did in the basement. I believe our limo driver is possessed currently.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, no. I'm holding off on that. I've got a theory. We're gonna hold off on that.
Where is he?
Well, we're gonna talk about that in a couple of minutes. We're going to talk about it. So, Dad, you've gone ghost hunting once a year for the past few years. First of all, let's talk about the facility. Let's talk about the mansion. Let's talk about the house. You can use your mic.
Okay. The house was amazing. It was, we got a wonderful tour that showed us the history and dating back into the 1700s and how it built and Indian burial grounds and just all the different lives that have touched that property. It was truly amazing. And then they just let us have free reign of the house, even though we weren't supposed to go where.
Basement, Jeff Frizella.
Yes, we went.
Not a rule follower, Jeff Frizella.
And down there, right before we left, things were really.
Whoa! What do you mean downstairs before we left? I wasn't downstairs before we left. What happened?
Oh my!
Maybe it was me.
The bear that had the sensors on it was going off.
So creepy. That bear would light up and say, "Hi, would you like to play with me?"
Oh, hell no. I'm glad I didn't go to the basement.
Or this dark basement. And then we do have a picture that one of the girls that were with us tonight took of the ghost in that guy, Brett. And there's literally an Indian standing next to him. Like, you can see
what?
he has like a
Where's this picture?
Like,
okay, I need you. Who's got that picture on their phone? Text it to me. We're live on the radio, by the way.
She can. It's on her camera.
That's not going to help me.
Nicole, you really failed us right now. I'm teasing.
So a lot was happening in the basement before we left?
yes. It was very active. And then the ball that was friction, right, Brett? It was vibration would set it off. It was going off for like 5 minutes straight. And then the bear was talking. And it was really
maybe it was me.
crazy.
I would just like to now once again apologize. We were not permitted to go into the basement.
Oh,
You're sorry.
Melanie Mom has now taken over the show. We are very sorry. We will never be.
It's all Jeff Frizella's fault. It's Jeff Frizella's fault. All right, this is our Halloween show. This is giving you a recap of what happened last night at our Bubba Show overnight haunted stay at the Nemacolin Castle. Thank you guys for coming on. More stories coming up next on 100.7 Star. Thank you to Barton's Bake Shop for. I just had a cinnamon roll. Let me just tell you, that's Melanie. I took the last cinnamon roll, and I want to tell you, I ate the entire thing. I don't feel guilty. You know my love for cinnamon rolls. That was amazing.
Tyler is here from Barton's Flowers and Bake Shop in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, under the Elizabeth Bridge. I've gone many times because they have a lot of gluten-free things there, but the stuff they brought today, oh my God, gluten-free regular, amazing.
Drive to Barton's, go under the bridge.
Not far, it's 10 minutes.
Go down under the bridge and get cinnamon rolls. I'm telling you, if you listen to any advice I give you right now, go under the bridge.
If anybody listens to Bubba Show, they know his
cinnamon
obsession.
rolls. I have an obsession with cinnamon rolls, and I will call out a crappy cinnamon roll, and that was a delicious cinnamon roll.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, better make more. I'm telling you,
Tyler,
better make
there's
more.
No more. No more?
No,
Bubba,
I ate it all.
You took the only cinnamon
Ask me if I feel guilty.
You feel guilty?
Hell no.
Okay.
All right. Real quick, I just want to read. You can always send us direct messages on Facebook. Just slide into our DMs here, like Taylor did. Taylor said, "Do you guys have to play music? Best talk show in the morning. I love you guys." I agree. Let's not play any more music. All right. So, by the way, we're live at YouTube right now. Go to our 100.7 Star YouTube page right this second. You can see what's going on live.
Yes, you could watch.
Ghosts and At.
Yes.
Ghosts and At on Facebook. Ghosts and At Google search it. You'll find it. You are our paranormal. You're the official paranormal investigation team of Bubba Show.
Woo! I think that's a round of applause, right? Yeah, well, thanks for having us out here. Second year doing it. Had a lot of fun last year.
Well, just make sure you know that. Just remember the next year. I think we need to go back to the Haunted Hillview Manor because you've had experience there.
Yes.
We've had experiences there. I think we need to go back next year, and you're going to go with us. So tell everybody listening, what do you do with this equipment? Because we heard people talking about teddy bears and balls and lights, and now there is a video. I went live on Facebook at around 12:30 last night. If people watch it, it's so dark they'll just see lights, but they don't know what those lights are. What is it?
Yeah, so we have a variety of different equipment that's used to pick up different types of readings. The teddy bear has an electromagnetic field detector in it, EMF, short for that. So there's theories that spirits are energy, and they can create energy and take energy with them. And the teddy bear is used as kind of a disguise for some of that equipment. So for maybe a child spirit or somebody that doesn't want to interact with some of our, machine-looking tools, they can go over to that and it'll give us a similar reading. So the teddy bear will light up and talk if it encounters a high EMF field.
Now, last year I saw it go crazy.
Right.
But I didn't see it. But apparently it went crazy in the basement where we weren't allowed to go. Thanks, Jeff Frizella, for leading us to a
Once
stray.
again,
Thanks,
Jeffy
Jeff.
B.
Wetgo whiteboard weather, the best weather forecast in the world. I did it with Jeff this morning. Watch it. Yeah,
So yeah, in the basement last night, that we weren't in the.
no, we were in it.
Jeff was in it. The teddy bear was going off. The Boo Buddy, that's what the teddy bear is called. And also we had a vibration sphere by Des Tech Equipment that was going off as well. And so that just measures vibration. So they're going off at the same time. So it was interesting that we had two different pieces of equipment that were measuring different things that were going off simultaneously. That builds like a stronger piece of evidence of maybe something paranormal taking place there.
But early on, when we first got there, when we went into, was it the room where Bob got possessed a few years ago?
Yes, I believe they call it the sitting room. It's next to the trading post room.
And you heard us talking a little bit earlier when Marlon Wayans was here about getting an EVP that said the name Mark. And at that time, I mean, some of us knew, but not everybody knew that my real name is Mark, which everybody's like, I wonder who that is. What could they be talking about? As I left quickly. Do you have that audio that we can play real quick?
Yeah, I have it pulled up right here. So remember, EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, this is something we don't hear with our ears. It's just picked up on voice recorders. So you're listening after Jeff asks, what's your name?
Mark, did you hear that?
Play it
right
again.
there.
And it's a totally different voice. It's it's almost like a whisper or a faint.
Jeff says, "What's your name?"
What's your name?
He
After he
sings
said,
Ragtime Doll, and then he goes, "What's your name?" Listen.
yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, that was our first EVP session of the night, too.
Yeah.
Started off,
Hot.
Yeah.
So later on in that same exact location, we decided that we were going to do a smaller seance with the sole purpose of trying to draw an evil spirit back into Bob's body. Bob didn't know that was my intention, but that was my intention. So there was only a few of us there, and we've had Scott from Shamrock Limousine. By the way, if you need a limousine, contact Shamrock Limousine. Scott, our limousine driver, for some reason, Melanie says, Scott, get in the circle. And it was a small circle. Half the people, or more than half the people, were in other parts of the house. And we thought with a smaller group, maybe we'll get more activity. So Scott's like, I'm your driver. I don't do this. That was his exact quote, but he did it, which he never does. He always sits back in the corner.
Yeah, he hates this stuff.
So we're doing it, and we're holding hands, and really, I'll be honest with you, nothing was happening. There was no feeling, there was no like possession that we knew of. Okay, and then out of nowhere, just like that, Scott abruptly breaks hands.
Yep.
And I'm like, and then he went and sat down on a chair on a bench he wasn't supposed to sit on. He goes, phew, I just got really hot and sweaty and lightheaded. I got to sit down.
And you said, are you okay?
Yeah, and he got up and he left the house. He left us, and that was probably an hour before we left.
Oh yeah, good hour.
To the point that we had no idea where he was. He was sitting in the limo bus, and we thought he was in the kitchen or somewhere else. But he
tried finding him.
He was gone. So he was supposed to come back this morning.
Right. So we leave about 3:30 in the morning. We get back to the radio station here in Green Tree, and he takes us all off the limo bus. And I said, Scott, are you going to take the bus back to Shamrock? Yeah, I am, Mel. I'm going to go get my car. And when does everything kick off? I said, come back about 7. I will be here. Can't wait.
One of two things happened. He either slept in or he's possessed by the devil.
Where is he? It is 8:28.
How about this? We'll call him on Monday.
We should.
Yes, I agree. All right. Well, by the way, if people want to follow some of your ghost adventures with Ghosts and At, how can they track you down?
Yeah, if you look us up on Facebook, just search Ghosts and At Paranormal Adventures or go to ghostsandat.com. We do year-round ghost hunts in the Pittsburgh area, and we're spreading out. We're in Buffalo now, down in West Virginia, and we're going to be in Maryland next year. So we do real ghost hunts. Come with us and hopefully experience some paranormal activity.
Awesome. This is our Bubba Show breakfast.
100.7 Star, powered by Bowser Chevrolet in Beaver Falls and now Monroeville.